Hi, Dana Hager. How are you?
Good morning. Very well. Super bien. You said
Better question. Where are you?
I am in Costa Rica near the Arenal volcano.
And you lead, I will say, so Dana, you have been, let me give a little introduction to you for folks watching the video. You have been a longtime consultant with Keenan Reed Strategies. You have done 2 tours of duty with client work. And now you work directly with me behind the scenes on all of this great content and then all of our work on the consult.co, which never could have been brought to life without you and your amazing skills.
Thank you.
What I wanted, so this interview is long overdue. Obviously, I should have interviewed you a long time ago since you have such a great history with us. But we had a conversation the other week that brought out something that is, I think, true in many consultants, certainly true in me, which is we get bored really easily. Do you get bored really easily?
Yes, Lauren, we are both squirrels. Yes, I do. And that was one of the challenges with my corporate career, is that it was too hard to change often enough. I'm very much like a startup kind of mentality. When things start getting operational, I'm like, peace out. And so that's why working for Keenan Reed and working with you has been absolutely perfect for me, and enabled me to also be a squirrel in my personal life, financially. So financially and geographically as well.
Yeah. So, okay, talk about the squirrel so wait a second. For those of you who don't know, Dana called me a squirrel because I chase ideas. I get one idea and then I'm gone on that idea. And then I see another idea and I'm gone. And I said, no, I am not a squirrel. A wise man once told me I am a raccoon, that I'm somewhat more clever than a squirrel. And I'm not afraid to like dumpster dive. I know where the trash is hidden. I'm not afraid to go and get it. And I honestly, like to this day, take that as a great compliment. So you know who you are out there that told me I was a raccoon, and you are one too. But Dana, I think you are a raccoon in a true sense. But you have been able, so you live a life where you continually chase interesting work, but you also live a life of a lot of geographic variability, as evidenced by your surroundings today. Tell us a little bit about that part of your life where you stay engaged based on your surroundings.
Um, so yeah, I mean, like with respect to work, I am stimulated by new work, and it doesn't matter where I am. I'm a very in the moment person. So whatever work I'm doing, I love it as long as it doesn't last too long. And the same with my surroundings. And I think I'm not, we might have to edit out this part. I'm not sure I kind of caught your question and where you were at.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about your lifestyle. So you're not, I don't mean, would you call yourself a digital nomad? I don't know if you're a nomad. You're a bouncer.
I'm a bouncer. Yes, we bounce between Colorado and the US, in an off-grid cabin, by the way, which is hilarious because I've been working a tech career in an off-grid cabin for almost 5 years now. And here in Costa Rica, where we just started resigning for the winter months. And it works out really well. Flexibility in my work is interesting, my life is interesting, the people in my life are interesting, the nature in my life is interesting, which is really, my church is here outside. That's where I draw my inspiration from. So yeah, that's how it goes for us.
Yeah. So how do you choose what you work on?
I really like new things. I like solving unsolved problems or problems that don't have a clear path. I like defining that path, and I like executing. I like being able to course correct along the way. That's very fulfilling for me to see, to constantly, as if you're sailing, course correct. If it's not that, if there aren't problems to solve, if it's too predefined, if it's too operational, that's not the work I choose to do. And I have the luxury of being able to choose my work.
How do you, or what would you advise someone who found themselves in a kind of, they'd hit that stall point? How do they exit gracefully? Because I think you've done that really well in several situations.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I was fortunate to be offered early retirement, but also my husband and I have several side gig businesses that we've been running for 15 to 20 years and building, and the combination of those things enabled me to exit my corporate life and still be comfortable while schooling up my consulting career. And we continue to do other things on the side as well. As part of my squirrel personality, I don't like to have, all my time be spent in one place.
So when you get to that point where you think, okay, I've reached it, my work here is done, I gotta move on. How do you make that exit?
I enable the client to have someone else besides me do the work. Like you and I are working on some things in that direction right now. We really just try to make it seamless for the client. So the great work, the strategy, the plan, the execution continues at the same quality, but with a different resource.
You work yourself out of a job.
Yes, I do.
You do that really well. Not that I just found another job. I just find new jobs for you. I mean, that's how I manage you. You try, and as much as you try and run away, I'm like, I found something new for you. Here you go. But you do that really well. I think for someone who says they don't like operational work, you are extremely structured and organized and can enable the foundation for someone else to step in and then be efficient in that role. And that allows you to go into the new white space where you really thrive, right? Figuring out how it needs to work. Great. Well, I think there's something here that's actually really important for the context, because it's almost like your life, your career has been a black and white cookie for me looking in. Because tell us about what you did in you say, oh, my corporate career, but what was that? How long were you there?
I was in my corporate career for just shy of 25 years, and I actually did a lot of different things. I started in research and development, writing documentation. I developed technical training, did lots of user experience testing. I went into marketing, then I went into sales at point of support. Then I spent about the last 10 years working in web support, web development, web experience, web strategy. So there's a large corporation. I have the opportunity to do a lot of things.
All one company.
All one company.
All one company, and I will say in enterprise technology, and it's not Microsoft. I think maybe this company is a little more old school than Google or Microsoft. Like, it's not a cutting edge technology company. It's an older tech company, and you were there for a long time. And then you picked up, how old were your kids when you did that?
She had just, I think she halfway through college.
So she was, okay.
Her first year of college, yes.
So she had moved on, and then it was time for Dana to come out and flower and thrive and do all this cool stuff. Well, that's one of the benefits of having children when you're a bit younger. I think there's a lot of benefits for having children when you're a bit older, like me. But there is absolutely no, I mean, I would love to be like, oh, in 5 years, I can make that decision like you made. And then not even in 5 years, you probably made it when you were about my age. And then go forth and do this. And I've got someone entering kindergarten next year, so completely different life situation. That's kind of
become bilingual, when you're going into kindergarten. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, like our solution to that, because I have geographic squirrel disorder too, is that we just have decided to spend a lot of the summer in different places, and that's kind of the best we can do. But I am very jealous of. I'll be honest with you. I'm jealous of Costa Rica. I'm not so jealous of living off the grid. I don't know if you make it look easy. I don't think Lauren could really hack that. I know you have to drive down a mountain to get mail, and yeah, no thanks. That's not for me. Well, great. Well, for all of the people who are considering a life outside of corporate, who might be thinking, can I make an independent path work? What would you advise them?
Maintaining your network is hugely important. And I've heard you say how much you loathe LinkedIn. It just turns your stomach. And I feel the same way. I'm not a networker. It always feels kind of icky somehow, but it's really not. It's about just keeping in touch with the people that you know. And I've kind of learned that over time, and it's super important. That's how I met you. And then I think just planning for it, and also the age-old adage that you're never ready, right? You're never going to be ready. Just be sure that financially your house is in order, and then just make the leap. That you can make a different decision the next week, the next month, the next day, the next year if it's not working for you, but you won't know if you never tried. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Dana, for spending an extra 10 minutes with me today. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you shortly.
Okay, thanks, Lauren.